One kind of reciprocating positive displacement pump is the piston pump. The piston pump you're most likely to operate is the steam-driven reciprocating pump. The steam end of such a pump is the pump driver. In the steam end, steam pressure operates one or more pistons in a back-and-forth motion. Each piston works inside a cylinder. In many pumps, cylinders have linings that can be replaced readily when worn. The reciprocating motion of each piston operates valves. One valve opens to allow steam in to drive the piston forward, while a valve forward of the piston opens to exhaust steam, and the forward steam inlet valve closes. Upon completion of the forward stroke, the forward steam exhaust valve closes, and the forward steam inlet valve opens. Meanwhile, the steam inlet valve back of the piston closes, and the steam exhaust valve opens. Thus, each piston is driven back and forth. A rod from each piston goes through a packing box or stuffing box. Packing prevents excessive steam leakage. Some leakage must be allowed to lubricate packing. An adjustable gland holds packing in place. It can be tightened to minimize leakage, but must not be so tight as to produce excessive friction. Normally, an automatic lubricator supplies lubricating oil to major moving parts. Other moving parts must be lubricated manually. The pump's steam end transfers power to the liquid end mechanically through rods and rocker arms. Since they are moving parts, rods and rocker arms must be lubricated frequently. In some cases, grease or oil fittings make lubrication easier. The liquid end of a steam reciprocating pump is actually the pump. Like the steam end, the liquid end has one or more pistons, each operating in a cylinder. In many pumps, cylinders have linings that can be replaced readily when worn. For each cylinder, a suction valve opens to provide entry for oil on the suction stroke and closes on the discharge stroke, while a discharge valve closes on the suction stroke and opens on the discharge stroke. A rod to each liquid piston goes through a packing box or stuffing box. Packing prevents excessive leakage of liquid. Some leakage must be allowed to lubricate packing. An adjustable gland holds packing in place. It can be tightened to stop leaks, but must not be so tight as to produce excessive friction. The liquid being pumped provides lubrication for internal liquid end parts. Automatic lubricators, grease or oil fittings, and manual lubrication take care of external moving parts. The discharge pressure of some steam-driven reciprocating pumps is considerably higher than the steam pressure that drives the pump. Such pumps have pressure relief safety valves in their discharge lines. If discharge pressure reaches the safety valve setting, the valve opens, preventing excessively high discharge pressure. A reciprocating pump's discharge pressure and pumping rate pulsate, going from near zero to maximum during every stroke. Where this pulsation is undesirable, a pulsation dampener, such as an air chamber installed in the pump discharge, can smooth it out to some degree. However, no device can give the smooth, even flow that is characteristic of rotary pumps. Now turn to workbook number 2 and complete exercise 7. The steam-driven reciprocating pumps you're likely to operate have one steam cylinder and one liquid cylinder, or two steam cylinders and two liquid cylinders. One way to classify these pumps is by the number of liquid cylinders. A pump that has one liquid cylinder is a simplex pump. A pump that has two liquid cylinders is a duplex pump. Steam-driven reciprocating pumps are also classified as single-acting or double-acting, according to their stroke characteristics. In a single-acting pump, a piston discharges liquid only when it is moving in one direction. Pump pressure closes the suction valve, opens the discharge valve, and forces the liquid out of the cylinder. On the return stroke, the piston sucks in liquid. Suction line pressure opens the suction valve, and discharge line pressure closes the discharge valve. A single-acting pump sucks in liquid on one stroke of the piston and discharges liquid when the piston strokes in the other direction. A double-acting pump discharges liquid on the forward stroke of the piston and also sucks in liquid behind the piston on the same stroke. It can do this because each liquid cylinder has two suction valves and two discharge valves. On the return piston stroke, the same cylinder again both sucks in and discharges liquid. Duplex pumps are usually double-acting. One piston makes a forward stroke, while the other makes a return stroke. But each cylinder sucks in liquid at one end at the same time as it discharges liquid at the other end. Open workbook number 2 and complete exercise 8.